Howdy there, Goldfish Gang.
It's time after a one-day break. We gave you a long one on Friday night.
Yeah.
So that we could take a day off. And today is Goldfish number 12.
Yep, Goldfish Gang, we're back for another one.
That's right. And this one is the denouement. That's your fancy word for the day. Denouement, the development of the story of the second part of Goldfish 11. But first, let's comment on the first part of Goldfish 11. We showed you our dogs, we interviewed, and we asked you to put your pets in the comments. We got awesome comments, awesome photos.
There we go.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite?
I think I only saw one.
What?
Yeah.
You're not following it? Come on. You got to be on social media.
This is a big scandal.
When was the last time a parent said to a kid, you got to be on the social media?
I don't use Facebook a lot.
Oh, yeah, it's a boomer thing for sure. Yeah. But we did see some awesome ones.
I saw the bird. That one was really cool.
Yeah, the bird. It turns out he was an Indian parrot, I believe it was, and apparently very chatty. And we saw a cat named Jeff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because one Jeff wouldn't have been enough.
No, it wouldn't.
Maybe it's because he's a long cat. Imagine if he was a snake.
Oh, yeah, then it would be Jeff.
Because you have to keep calling him forever and ever. Is that, do snakes come when you call them? Only really smart snakes.
Yeah, maybe if you're bleeding and crying help.
They could come and tourniquet you.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. But we asked you to identify 6 items, and one person got 2 of them. Lori W. Everybody else went 0 for 6.
Really? One
person Christy O, had a bit of a hint about one of them.
Oh, yeah?
So it's time for the revealing. There was only one hint for each one, and that was that they came from our travels, and we told you where they came from. And we would love to see you show us your photos or your pictures or comments in the comments about your favorite item from a trip. Your favorite souvenir, your favorite find. We have quite a few that we didn't show, but let's get started. What's the first one?
All right, the first one up, this one we said was from Canada, and this is an indigenous Ulu knife.
What's it for?
It's for taking the blubber off of animals, right?
Yeah, for sea animals. But it's for skinning in general, I think. This one's a really cool one. We got this when we went on a trip to the Yukon and Alaska, driving the trip. It was a beautiful trip. If you've never had a chance to drive up there, it's easily 24 hours of driving one way to get up to Whitehorse, and then we went further a little bit. It's well worth it. Plan on staying. When you get to Fort Nelson, stay in the Tiki Fort Nelson Hotel. Pretty funky. But this was actually not acquired in the Yukon Territory, nor in Alaska. This was actually, do you remember where we got this?
At like an antique place?
An antique place. On the way home, we went down the Cassiar Highway, we stayed in Terrace, and this was in a really cool antique place. Somebody has handmade this, real animal bone for the handle, and it's riveted, really cool. So this sucker sits in a place of pride on our shelves. Great.
All right,
what's
number
the next
2.
one? You go ahead.
The second one, this one you can tell is from Greece, and this is, I'm not sure what this is, so you can do it.
Oh, it's a coffee maker. It's for making Greek or gathered Turkish coffees made very similarly. So what they simply do, put really finely ground coffee into it and water, and then they put this right into a tray or a table, and it's sand. And the sand is heated up from underneath, and it just sits on it, and it cooks really fast.
Oh, wow.
And then they pour it out, and you sit there and drink it outdoors. The best thing is the experience. I gotta say, I didn't enjoy the coffee very much myself. It tasted a little bit like dirt to me. But this particular one will never get used for coffee, but it's full of rocks and tiles and other things acquired from the beaches of Greece.
You know what other coffee tastes like dirt? Room temperature coffee that's been sitting in a mug all day.
You should try working in an office, dude. That's what your coffee will taste like most of the time. Try being a mum. That's what mums have to drink cold things all the time. What was next?
All right.
This
was number 3. Probably the most menacing of them all, the most confusing.
I think one person might have guessed something in the general vicinity of what it is, but where is it from again?
So this one is from Thailand, which was a pretty recent trip. 2 years ago, I think now. 2 or 3.
3, I think, yeah.
Yeah. And we got this when we were catfishing. Not that kind. But we went to a fish farm in Thailand, Dad and I, And what they do with these are lures for catching the catfish. And you take bread, you get it wet.
What's inside the bread? There's other stuff mixed in.
Oh,
what did
like
it smell like? Nice
fish?
catch.
Bang.
Yeah. No, it didn't smell like fish. I think it might have fishy oil in it, but it smelled like
remember.
cocoa.
Oh,
It
that's
didn't smell
right.
bad.
Yeah.
And this isn't anywhere near the hook. Remember where it was?
Yeah, it's like feet up, right?
Like 20, 30 feet down from it, and it just chums the water and the fish.
Yeah.
And they cram it in there, right?
Yeah.
Like it's moist. So it was really cool. And what were the catfish like?
They were huge and they were awesome. It's all catch and release, but we had tons, probably, what would you say, over a dozen?
Oh, easily. We had probably a dozen large ones. And
Yeah,
they were small.
huge.
And the small ones are probably the size of a boot. And the big ones were like 3 feet. And
size of like a really big boot.
it was like tug of warring against your dog.
It was,
Only
yeah.
You were standing on the edge of the muddy water.
Uh-huh.
But it was really, really fun. And David got to eat. We went into the cafeteria there, or the snack bar, and David ordered what he thought were chicken nuggets, but they were actually...
They were deep fried. You know, like the worst part of the chicken drumstick, the little cap of like gristle on the end.
That's
it was
all it was.
Just that.
Yeah.
Deep fried. Did you put that on the list?
Oh no, I did not put deep fried chicken gristle. We'll talk about the list afterwards.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Next one. Where's this from?
This one was from Normandy, France, which is our most recent summer trip.
And a lot of people thought this was for training your dog because it clicked, but it's not for training your dog at all. If you look on here, and I don't know if you can see it because it did not do well the other day at refocusing. Let's see if it will get there. I don't think it will. It says June 6, 1944, which if you know your history, you know is D-Day. And these were used not just on D-Day, and it actually says D-Day there too. This is from the Normandy Museum, which is at Courcey-sur-Mer, which is what we know as Juno Beach, where the Canadian soldiers landed as part of D-Day. They were one of the 6 beaches. And it's a wonderful place to go. And people to this day treat Canadians a particular way there because of the fact that they were part of the liberating force. And there's a tour there, and they have a museum that was partly a cooperation with Canada, and all the tour guides are Canadian students. That
the age, the veterans said they wanted the tour guides to be the age of people that would have been in the same experiences that they had been.
Right, so they're in France for a lot better pleasant experiences.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing but somber days we've ever had in our travels. But these weren't just used on D-Day, they were used whenever paratroopers landed. And do you remember what they were for?
Yeah, so when the paratroopers landed, they didn't want to be yelling at each other to locate each other because that was easily hearable. So they would use these clickers to locate each other, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they have a little hook so they can hang, a little hole so they can hang on your belt.
Yeah.
That's all it is. A simple device used to make sure that they could connect with each other once they landed.
I'm going to give this one to you because I don't want to catch any kind of viruses. That's
true too. Yes, this is from Halifax, and it has, I don't think you could pick it up in the original video, it has some nautical symbols on there, has an anchor, and these would have been found really anywhere where there are boats, any ships. This is called a bosun's whistle. The bosun was one of the officers on a ship, and when he wanted to signal to people to do something, he would blow a certain number of rhythms, a certain number of whistles, short and long, to tell people that it was break. One of the most famous ones happened at roughly 5 o'clock when the sun was over the yard arm, which meant it was time to have your drink. And every sailor got 2 drams of whiskey. It's usually rum, actually, not whiskey. And so that was a famous time. So you'll hear people say, I think the sun is over the yard arm. And I don't know what the whistle was for that, but it would have sounded pretty good if you were a sailor who'd been working all day long. Yeah. So there you go. And a lot of people don't know the reason why there are limes in some of the drinks that the English sailors had. This is from the RCAF, from the Royal Canadian Navy, but the Royal Navy, they put limes in their drinks way back to the times of scurvy, because they realized it took forever. Scurvy was a huge mystery to people, and they couldn't figure out what caused it, and then eventually they realized it was vitamin C deficiency. They learned they could carry citrus fruits, limes in particular, And then, of course, limes went into gin and tonic, which had quinine in it. And quinine was helping people with malaria. So turns out that one of our favorite summer beverages was actually kind of medicinal.
Our favorite summer beverages?
Not all of ours.
I wish.
And that's how the English got the nickname the limeys. There you go.
Cool.
And speaking of citrus fruits, next one. Is this our last one?
Yes, it is. The last one.
I enjoyed this one a lot. This is not old at all.
No. Hold on, I just need to do this to get you back from last time. So this is a muddler? Muddler.
But it's specifically used in what kind of drink? Beer.
I have no idea. Okay.
So if you have a beer glass that's really tall and you're having something like a Hefeweizen or a wheat beer, what they will often do is they'll put orange in it or some grapefruit or something like that. And so this is to push your lime or your orange in, not your lime, your orange or your lemon in and squeeze it down against the bottom of the glass. So these are like a swizzle stick, except they go in beer and they're free and they come in a lot of beers that you'll get when you're traveling around Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, all the cool beer drinking countries. Never been to Czechia or the Czech Republic, but they also a great beer drinking country, I should say. And I wonder if you've been there, let us know if they have these there. They're more of a Pilsner country, not a Hefeweizen country. All right, but those are the 6 items.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap this up, but we want to ask you, show us a trinket of any kind that you have got on your travels. Make us guess what it is. It's only fair, right?
I have a question.
You have a question? You got a question?
Yeah. I have a quick question for you. What 2 items did people get right?
The 2 items, thank you very much. Our friend Laurie got the Ulu knife and I remember what the other one was. Oh, the coffee maker, I think. And this is the one that Christy got partly right too.
What did Christy say?
She said something to do with coffee, but I'm not sure if she was referring to that one or not.
Okay.
All right, so we would love to see yours. And if you go under my Facebook profile, I put a list of exotic foods there. I'd love to see and hear what your most exotic food was. We haven't decided what we're doing in GFG 13.
Yeah.
But it might be something to do with food. You never know.
Yeah. We like food. And then Goldfish 14,
the
2-weeker. Yeah, we've got some.
The noogie episode.
I don't think so.
We've
got some exciting. You can noogie me if you need to. Goldfish Boyz 14. We've got some exciting new stuff that we're gonna bring you guys. Hopefully, as long as everything goes well tomorrow.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about this.
You know, you're just senile.
I don't remember, but that's not that unusual.
Yeah.
All right, so serious. We would love to hear from you. We love all the content that people are putting up. Their own videos, their own messages, their own photo challenges, and the lists and so forth. And it's keeping us connected. And how hard is it to stay connected these days physically, right? So that's a great way for us to stay connected. We love it. And we hope our videos are doing the same thing for you.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll let the kids sign us off.
All right. I think I've got it right this time. I want to make sure. Goldfish Gang, we're signing off today. We will see you very, very shortly. Goldfish Boyz signing off. Keep it creamy.
KIC.
Keep it dreamy.
KID.
Kiss, kid.
Kiss, kid.
And we... Oh, you were going to say something?
Nope, I'm just letting you do it.
And we'll see you shortly. Ciao skis.